welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back to Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Will Wiggleman with you on the PHP Network. Second game of the weekend for the Port Huron Prowlers as they try to salvage any points out of this two-game road trip. It will be the third road game in a row for the Prowlers. They are currently 1-1 away from McMorran Place in this stretch. And overall for the season, 2-1 on the road. We start by taking a look at the games last night. First, for the Binghamton Black Bears, they hosted the Dashers last night, a 6-4 win for Binghamton behind Tyson Kirkby's hat trick and 4-point night. New signing CJ Stubbs picked up 2 helpers in his Black Bears debut. Nolan Egbert got the victory for the Dashers, their 4th straight loss as they sit down at the bottom of the Empire Division. Marion Pazika did get 2 assists, though, in his Dashers debut, so maybe a positive sign for them, and hopefully for Dashers fans, a little bit of signs of things maybe being able to begin to turn around. Again, not too much time gone in the season, but the Dashers, at least early on, looking like one of the weaker teams in the Empire and the FPHL as a whole. Meanwhile, for the Prowlers, they fell to another one of those teams that is looking like one of the weaker teams in the FPHL and the Empire Division in the Hudson Valley Venom. An absolutely chaotic game. The Venom getting 11 points combined from their top line of Dustin Jessot, Emantis Noreka, and Davide Gaeta. Jessot leading the way with 2 goals and 3 assists. 130 penalty minutes between the two teams, 7 power play goals as both man advantage units were absolutely rolling last night. But unfortunately for the Prowlers, in a game where their power play showed up in spades, it also let them down in the third. A 1-goal game. Port Huron had a 5-on-3, unable to capitalize, and the Venom hung on for the win. Reggie Millette, though, for the Prowlers, 2 power play goals in his Port Huron debut. As we take a look at the standings in the Empire Division, Binghamton right there at the top. Watertown, though, stride for stride with them, as the Wolves still with that 1 game in hand and just 1 point back still of the Black Bears. With Danbury's loss to Watertown last night, the Prowlers don't lose any ground on the hat tricks in the battle for third. Hudson Valley does jump over Motor City. Rockers blew a 3-0 lead to the Monroe Moccasins at home last night and ended up falling by a final of 4-3. And then the Dashers, as I mentioned, down there at the bottom and unable to pick up a victory last night. Well, CJ Stubbs, as I mentioned, the new face for the Black Bears. He was in Roanoke with in the SPHL last season, where he spent 4 of his first 5 pro seasons outside of the strange 2020-21 campaign when he was with Columbus. But last year, Stubbs leading the Rail Yard Dogs with 20 goals and 46 points in 49 games. He has not played a game yet this season before last night. Again, a 2-assist game for Stubbs against the Dashers in this building. Meanwhile, Lucas Lockney has been strong for the Prowlers to kick off his FPHL career after coming over from Slovakia this season following 4 years in Slovakia's top 2 divisions. Lockney, a goal per game guy, 5 goals, 10 points in 5 games. He picked up 2 assists last night, and he leads the team in goals and is tied with Alex Johnson for the team lead in assists with 10. We'll see where he fits in to the Prowlers lineup as he'll continue to play along with Matt Graham, and then Jake Vaughn becoming the third player on that line. These are the lines that what they looked like after Tucker Scantlebury was tossed from the game last night. Scantlebury incurring a 1-game suspension, so he's unavailable tonight. So Vaughn slides in with Graham and Lockney. Daniel Chartrand moves up with Austin Federley and Reggie Millette on the top line. Michael Houlihan replaces Scantlebury as far as the forwards go, as Houlihan was serving a 1-game suspension last night. So he's back in. He's the extra forward. Gavin Fleck, the third line right wing with Luke James and Jonas Leas. The defense pairings staying the same once again. And Valtteri Nusiainen in between the pipes tonight for the Prowlers. Yoshihiro Kuriowa, who saw his first FPHL action last night, was perfect. 8 saves on 8 shots in 25 minutes and 16 seconds of relief time coming in for Makar Sokolov. He is the backup tonight for the Port Huron Prowlers as the Black Bears have taken the ice. Prowlers taking the ice as well. We take a look at our starting lineup presented by Orthopedic Associates for the Port Huron Prowlers. It will be that third line of Leas, James, and Fleck. The defense pairing of Adam Heinzel and Brian Parsons will be the starting defense pairing, and Valtteri Nusiainen in between the pipes. And we'll get the numbers on him in just a few moments as we pause for tonight's national anthem on Military Appreciation Night in Binghamton.
Representing the United States Air Force, Senior Airman Travis Parker. Up next, we welcome United States Marine veteran Sergeant Dave Stalker. And from the United States Coast Guard, Petty Officer Second Class Stan Seversky. Fans, please rise. If you're able, remove your caps, presenting the colors for tonight's game. We welcome the United States Army National Guard and American Legion Post 1194. Performing God Bless America, please welcome United States Army Reserve veteran, including service in Germany in support of Iraqi freedom, serving until his 60th birthday in 2020. He continues to serve veterans, proud and active with the American Legion Post 1194. Ladies and gentlemen, First Sergeant Hugh Becker. To the prairie. now, to honor our country with the performance of our national anthem, we welcome United States Air Force Reserve and Air National Guard member who served combat deployment in Iraq and Syria, now serving the 174th Attack Wing in Syracuse, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Sergeant Joshua M. Reed.
Extended pregame ceremonies tonight from Binghamton for Military Appreciation Night. We want to thank the Black Bears media team for the use of their cameras, and I'm glad everyone on our live stream was able to see everything that was going on. The Black Bears at center ice with the big flag, as you can see there right now. They'll roll that up as we'll get set for puck drop between the Prowlers and the Binghamton Black Bears. Let's take a look at our starting goaltending matchup for tonight's game. It's the starting netminders for both teams, at least in the early going. Goaltenders with the best numbers for their respective clubs. Alteri Nusiainen, 3-0-1 this season, a 2.19 goals against average, 936 save percentage. He was on the wrong end of an overtime game last time these two teams met up here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, Connor McAnanima on the other end for Binghamton. He was not playing in that game. It was Nolan Egbert instead, but McAnanima has been fantastic in his own right. 4-1-1, 2.42 goals against average, and a 918 save percentage. He also has a shutout to his name this season, as you see him getting his mask on. So we're moments away from getting this game started. We have a quick ceremonial puck drop before we get there, and then we will be underway in tonight's hockey game. Prowlers and Black Bears Port Huron trying to salvage something out of this road trip to New York. They got 1 point in 2 games last time they were here 2 weeks ago, and no points yet after the loss last night. They'll try and get at least again a point in this one as we wait for the ceremonial puck drop to commence. Prowlers and the Black Bears just about set to go. Nusiainen in the goal crease to our left. It's Makananima in the goal crease to our right. A great goaltending battle we have for you in this game. Looks like the starters for the Black Bears. See Cameron Clark, Emerson Emery, Dakota Bond, CJ Stubbs, and Tyson Kirkby seem to be the 5 for the Black Bears. We already gave you these starters for the Prowlers, but in case you missed it, it's Luke James, Gavin Fleck, and Jonas Lias up front, Adam Heinzel and Brian Parsons on defense. Just about set for the opening face-off tonight between Luke James and Tyson Kirkby, and we're underway in Binghamton, Prowlers and Black Bears for the second time this season. As Makananima stops it, and Dakota Bond works it up towards Cameron Clark. Fleck got in the way a little bit. Now Binghamton looks to work out. Right wing side, tipped in by Stubbs. Heinzel puts the shoulder into him. Now Stubbs quickly towards the net after it's played into him. Ends up behind the cage. James comes in for it. Tried to slide it to Fleck, who was looking the other way. Now Bond couldn't dance his way towards the front of the net. Fleck turnaround pass, gave it away to Emery. Over the Prowlers blue line, Stubbs back to Emery. He touched it on net, and a kick saved by Nusiainen. Cut off on the half wall by Stubbs as the Prowlers were looking for an exit. Here's Clark turning, giving it to the point. Cervoni fresh off the bench, couldn't handle that pass clean, and now it's Bond. Couldn't dangle past Daniel Chartrand fresh off the bench. Cervoni, who gave the puck away to Daniel Chartrand. Here's Tosto, a shot. Blocker saved by Nusiainen. And it goes out of play. As I was saying, Cervoni was the one who gave the puck away to Daniel Chartrand with 2 minutes left in a 1-goal game. Last time these teams matched up, Chartrand tied the score, and that sent it to overtime, where Kyle Steppen eventually got the Black Bears the extra point. Face off to Nusiainen's right. Tied up, and Brett Lockhart sends it behind the net to Ben Brockway. That one lofted down the left wing boards, rolls into Binghamton territory, and picked up by Gavin Yates, who hasn't played since the meeting between the Prowlers and the Black Bears 2 weeks ago. Now it's Steppen. Pass up to Tosto, gives it back to the right wing side. Yates in front, Steppen couldn't kick it back up to his stick to get a shot away. And now Yates, the dangerous line for Binghamton. It's touched to Steppen all alone, and Nusiainen stood his ground. Yates had it poked off his stick by Brett Lockhart, and he sends Reggie Millette out. 2 power play goals in his Prowlers debut. Millette to the net, and that one off of Makananima, who just got a piece with his arm. Yates tried to dump it in. He hit Nikita Petroditsin with it. And Alex Johnson bounces it to Petroditsin. Ludwig Thelstrom still out tonight with that finger injury he picked up against Motor City last week. As the boos rain down for Reggie Millette, with him carrying the puck in deep. Lucas Lockney in the corner, bounces it out high to Johnson. Walks the line, dumps off the far corner boards. Petroditsin kept it in, softly down low. Lockney tried to touch it on goal, couldn't do it. Now Poirier and Graham come together. Lockney having some trouble with the puck as Ramekers was right on him. Now it's Weber spinning away from Jake Vaughn. Poirier looks for an outlet. He has Ramekers. 3-on-2 for the Black Bears. Pass to Ramekers, had his stick lifted by the back-checking Jake Vaughn. Graham fired a feed across, cut off by Bussell, and bounced off the boards and back out. Just over 3 minutes gone in the opening period. Heinzel dumped by Ramekers in the corner as he moved it. Dakota Bond chased down by Lias, who played a game as a Black Bear last season after graduating, or after his season at Morrisville State ended. Kirkby to Bond with plenty of space, tried to make one more pass, and he hit Gavin Fleck with it. Had Clark at the side of the net, looked there, but couldn't connect the feed instead of shooting from right dead center in the high slot. Bond right to the net, scooped up by Nusiainen. He'll hang on for a whistle and a face-off. 16-13 left to go in the opening period. Shots 4-1 in favor of Binghamton in the early going. Prowlers have the top line out there against the Kirkby line for Binghamton. Top line against top line. Respective captains for each team sliding in for the face-off and having a discussion about how Federley is lined up. Finally, they drop the puck, and Lockhart gives to Brockway. Moved up to Chartrand. Pinching in was Emery to keep the puck alive momentarily before the Prowlers able to slide it out and see it dumped right back in. Brockway touched it, and then Kirkby threw a hit after the whistle. I'm not sure what the whistle was for. And now Kirkby attracting attention from Reggie Millette and Daniel Chartrand. Now Chartrand and Stubbs pairing off with a linesman in between.
Hey fans, don't forget to stop on the concourse and grab a beer.
Tonight's referees are Chris Montalvo and Andrew Sullivan. The linesmen Michael Imperio and Colin Donegan. And now Kirkby and Millette have to be separated. Reggie Millette all smiles, laughing off whatever Tyson Kirkby is saying to him. Faceoff is coming all the way down to Binghamton territory, so I'm guessing that whistle was that the Black Bears were offsides and Kirkby decided to go after Brockway anyway. Prowlers with an opportunity here. It's tied up off the face-off, and Cervoni tries to force it up the board, right into Lockhart. Brockway with a shot, waffle boarded by McAnanama. Chartrand puts a hit on Kirkby, turns over the puck. Millette had it poked off his stick as Clark took the body. Chartrand bangs it right back in. Cervoni hangs out behind his own net. Both teams getting fresh troops on the ice. 4.5 gone in the opening period. Cervoni faked the handoff to Steffen. Now he'll go to Anderson. And the quick up to Kyle Steffen. Working in on Johnson. Backhand, forehand. Shut down by Nusiainen. Out to the top, it's Cervoni. Dumps it all the way around. Yates after it along with Petroditsin. Vaughn trying to pull it through. And now Johnson finds it and slides up for Jake Vaughn with some skating room. Goes to Lockney on the left wing side. Long range try, too high over top of the cage, even with McAnanama jumping for it. Johnson blew a tire in the corner. Tosto couldn't drop it off for Steffen. Comes out to Weber. He canceled out with Vaughn, and the Prowlers clear the zone. They'll make a change as Yates looks to turn back up ice. Yates weaving in. Turning away from Parsons. Couldn't slide it down deep. The puck just escapes the zone out of the reach of Dan Weber. Poirier gave it up towards Zach Sirota. He had some trouble with it, and Lias able to dump it deep. Now Weber shoved to the boards by Fleck. Gets it over to Poirier. Fleck right in on him. Poirier up the boards to Sirota. Gave it away to James. Weber will try this side now. Chased by Fleck. And slid it across to Sirota. Now he tries to wind it up. Chartrand on him. Penalty coming up as Daniel Chartrand got his stick in the skates of Zach Sirota. So the Prowlers will be short-handed early on in this one. No score. We'll be right back. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network, providing resources and funding to help start or grow your business. small business support in participating Region 6 counties. Take advantage of the network's free training and events for entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network aims to boost your chances of success. Learn more about the network's Small Business Cohort Program. With rentable workspaces, business coaching, training, and funding opportunities, it's time to become a client of the Eastern Michigan Small Business Network.
Back here in Binghamton, 13:43 to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. It's Daniel Chartrand in the box. 2 minutes for tripping. So the Black Bears bring their power play out. Third in the league at 22.6%. They went 2 for 2 last night against the Dashers. Prowlers PK killed off just 2 of 5 Hudson Valley power plays last night. 9th in the league at 81.4%. Draw will be to Nusiainen's left. And off the face-off, it's one back by Binghamton. They set up. Clark takes the shot, fought off by Nusiainen with the blocker. They dig away in the corner, and it gets past Clark and Bond, and that's as good as a Prowlers clear. Kirkby looks to wheel it up the left wing. Watched by Brockway. All the way around the net, left the puck behind. Brockway softly up the boards. Leas chasing after it. Couldn't poke it past Clark. And now Thompson slid it down low. Leas without a stick. Now he picks up his twig. Meanwhile, the Black Bears setting up a play. Here's Clark. Leas all over him. Pass to Thompson wasn't clean. And Leas finds it, bangs it off the boards and out. Minute 5 left on the penalty to Chartrand. Bond waiting for his team to get the breakout going. Towards stepping on the right wing. That's an icing against Binghamton. And the one thing you don't want to do on a power play, I guess besides give up a shorthanded goal, is ice the puck. The Prowlers are getting an offensive zone draw. They have Federley, Millette, Lockhart, and Heinzel out there on the kill right now. Millette lined up right behind Austin Federley for this faceoff. Federley wins it back. Millette touched to Heinzel. He didn't handle it cleanly. Now Millette at the red line. Dumps it as far as Yates. Weaving and forced back. Yates revs it up. He's into the offensive zone. But he gave it right to Millette as he tried to drop it off. Millette all the way around the glass and down ice. 25 seconds left on the Black Bears power play. It's Anderson. Makes the drop pass to Yates. Weaves and gets in. Yates all the way around the net. Bounced up high. Now touch to Anderson. Tosto. Anderson again. Quick feed to Tosto in the slot. He couldn't handle it clean. Now James tries to get it out, couldn't do it. Back to 5-on-5 as Yates drags it to the net, and his shot fought off by Nusiainen. Cleared only as far as the line. Yates again. This time he takes the shot. It's blocked by Brockway. Step in. Shoved off by Johnson from his backside. He's able to get it out to Bussell at the point. Long range try through traffic. Shoved off by Nusiainen. Anderson's shot deflected to the corner by Luke James. The Prowlers settle things down. They're 1 for 1 on the PK. Still looking for our first goal. A giveaway. Yates stops up. His team in the midst of a change. Brockway took him in. Yates still on it. And he just speeds it down low. James after it. And he pokes it to Alex Johnson. Ramekers able to get it out. Here's Sirota with a shot. Just missed the far side. Poirier back on net. That one goes too high. There's a delayed penalty coming up. It's against Binghamton and elbowing the signal as Luke James was down on the ice away from the play. So after a successful penalty kill, the Prowlers will get their power play to work. The top-ranked power play in the FPHL right now at 25.6%. Went 4 for 7 last night against Hudson Valley, scoring 3 times on a 5-minute major in the first period. Meanwhile, the Binghamton PK near the bottom of the league, 72.7%. That's good for 11th. And they only killed off half of the Dashers' 4 power plays in last night's game. The Prowlers have Graham, Lockney, Chartrand, Johnson, and Federley out there right now. Graham in on the forecheck, gotten to Kirkby. He dumps it out, knocked down by Federley, as looking for a short-handed break with Stubbs. Federley tried to toss it up towards Lockney. That didn't work. Graham couldn't poke it in. And this time it goes all the way down ice, 200 feet from the Binghamton net. Federley, Graham touches it to Johnson. He works his way in. Johnson tried to slide it across. That was blocked on the way through. And Federley retrieves it at the blue line. Minute 15 left on the Prowlers power play as they set up for the first time. Graham trying to back pass in front. McAnanima all over that. And Binghamton gets the clear. Port Huron switching up the power play unit. Lockney dangles his way through center and gives to Vaughn on the outside. Back to the line, Brockway. Now Lockhart backs up. Down to Gavin Fleck. Lockhart again. Fleck once more. They continue to play catch. 40 seconds left on the man advantage. Vaughn to the net. Kick save by McAnanima. And a diving clear made by Steffen. That's the first shot of this power play for the Prowlers. That is 27 seconds left on it. Brockway gives it to Vaughn. Trying to push through Poirier. Stubbs first on the puck. Fleck in on the forecheck. Puck bounces to Brockway at the blue line. He just sends it back down and around. Weber gets it in the corner. And it goes off of Lockhart's stick and down ice. That will be a successful penalty kill for the Black Bears. So both PKs, 1 for 1. And still looking for our first goal as the Prowlers turn it over. Thompson to the net, and he couldn't put it on goal. He just slid it through the crease. Nusiainen doesn't have a stick. It's sitting behind him, sent towards the cage, stopped. Turnaround try by Thompson, blockered by Nusiainen, who now picks up his goal stick. Chartrand chops it along right into Thompson, and Nusiainen will grab that even though it was going wide and gather it in to let his team get a break. 8:02 to go in period 1. Still searching for our first goal. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not...
A Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Back here in Binghamton, just past the midway point of period 1, Prowlers and Binghamton and Black Bears still searching for the first goal of this game. Each power play 0 for 1 so far. Black Bears up on shots right now, 9-3. Prowlers got just 1 shot on their only man advantage. And this face-off deep in Port Huron territory ends up behind the net. James couldn't move it along as Thompson got in the way. Here's Sirota stick handling, and he gets it back deep. Nusiainen pokes it behind the cage. Ramekers turns, fires to the net, took a weird deflection, Nusiainen the save, and then they score! Nusiainen slid all the way from right to left to rob a Black Bear on the back door, but it came back out in front, and able to put it home was Zach Sirota, and the Black Bears break through first here tonight. Second of the year for Sirota. As the original shot from the line was deflected. Great save by Nusiainen on the back door, but nothing he could do as it came back to the middle of the ice. Sirota, right at the top of the crease, able to poke it home. So Black Bears strike first. Prowlers have given up the first goal in all but one game so far this season as that puck ended up out of play. We'll get a face-off deep in Prowler territory with 7:28 left in period one. Jesse Anderson and Scott Romakers pick up the assist. Anderson with his 11th helper of the season. He's still searching for his first goal, though. That is a little bit of foreshadowing. Stick around for our PHP Network trivia question, as that is related, that stat from Jesse Anderson. Emerson Emery sends it up to Gavin Yates, trying to work through Brockway. Yates swung and missed at the puck. Tried to put it back on net again, couldn't do it. And it's bounced all the way down to the Binghamton side. Emery hangs out behind his own cage, and the handoff made to Steffen. Works his way in, surrounded. Steffen couldn't dangle through Alex Johnson. Heinzel tried to work it up the wall, cut off by Clark. Steffen turnaround try, saved by Nusiainen, got the rebound as well. Lockney slides it to Matt Graham. Prowlers try and get a rush. Lockney steps around one man, his shot, trying to find the top corner, and he rose it too tall. Lockney flips it along to Vaughn, waiting at the blue line. Vaughn takes the shot, rips off a stick, and out of play for a whistle and a face-off. 6:12 left in period one. They'll call that a shot on goal for Lucas Lockney, which I think is generous for the save percentage of Connor McAnanama. I guess a little bit generous for what the Prowlers have been doing in this period, as Johnson rip off the draw, easily handled by McAnanama's glove. Prowlers haven't gotten much going offensively. Most of the play has been down in the Port Huron end near Valtteri Nusiainen. As Johnson sends it to Lockney, tried to center for Vaughn, cut off by Clark. Kirkby hands it off, but the pass across by Stubbs was to nobody. Prowlers still trying to work it out though. Lockney able to bounce it off the boards. And Poirier retreats in his own end as Port Huron has some new players on the ice. Poirier on it again, D to D to Weber. And then rink-wide feed finds Kirkby. Tried to center it for Clark, had his stick lifted by Michael Houlihan. Now the Prowlers work out, Adam Heinzel jumping in on the rush. Delayed offsides against the Prowlers. So Fleck has to touch up, and now Houlihan can go in and chase. Houlihan giving Poirier some trouble. Reverse to Weber, and the long lead pass is on for Thompson. His try to Ramakers was behind him. He picks it up off the boards though. Ramakers all the way around the net. Turned around shot. I think that may have caught Nusiainen in the mask. Delayed penalty coming up against the Prowlers. Nusiainen forced to make another save. Leas will touch up. And it was Ben Brockway away from the play who gets the penalty. Black Bears back to the man advantage, leading when we come back.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's.
Packed house at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena, saluting active duty military on Military Appreciation Night for the Binghamton Black Bears. Penalties coming to Michael Houlihan. 2 minutes for cross-checking. And the second power play of the period for Binghamton. They're 0 for 1 so far. They'll send out their top unit: Thompson, Kirkby, Clark, Bond, and Stubbs. Prowlers countering with Millette, Federley, Johnson, and Brockway, at least to start. Federley and Kirkby, the 2 captains, back in the face-off circle against each other. Quick shot off the draw by Thompson, squeezed by Nusiainen. This time, Chartrand will draw with Kirkby. Off the face-off, Clark. Clock is still not started. We're having clock issues here in Binghamton. Clark swung and missed at a wrist shot. Right across to Kirkby. Now the clock has begun. Clark down low. Saved by Nusiainen, and he covers it up, robbing Stubbs on the doorstep. Right now it says 4:48 on the big board here. I have 4:34, and I was starting and stopping the clock as play began. They're trying to figure things out, but I don't think the referees have the attention. The referees don't know. They have not changed anything on the board, and play is continuing. How can this happen? They should be ringing the buzzer to let the referees know before that puck is even dropped. Clark gives it across. One-timer knocked down by Nusiainen. Rebound comes to the wall, and it's banged off the boards and all the way down. But right now the clock in the arena says 4:17. I'm at 4:03. So that would be roughly 15 extra seconds of power play time potentially for the Black Bears if they don't get this fixed. Kirkby out high to Bond. Back over to Tyson Kirkby. Bond again. Kirkby once more. Down to Tusto in the corner. Across to Thompson behind the net. Clark, now Kirkby. Out to Clark. Wrister right in and out of the glove of Nusiainen. He dives across to make the save and hang on. And we'll see if now, if they decide to fix the clock, or since it's a Binghamton power play, maybe they'll just leave it. Who knows? 3 shots already for the Black Bears on this man advantage. There doesn't seem to be much movement in the scorers table to make any changes. I think the referees may have noticed now. And it looks like they have, as Andrew Sullivan, the referee, heading over to the scorers table to correct things. Again, I have 3:26 right now on mine. It says 3:39 as now they start to tick it down. That really could have been trouble for the Prowlers if they didn't fix it, and now they go down to 326. Look at that, I had it right. Jesse Anderson was looking for an explanation from the referee, and he'll come over to the Binghamton bench, but Brant Sherwood knows what's going on. He doesn't require an explanation. Federle drawing with Steffen, tied up there and poked to the line where Anderson controls. Steffen all the way across to Yates. Tried to slide it down low off of Brockway's skate. Yates gets it back. Yates down low, saved by Nusiainen as it was deflected in front by Tosto right on the top of the crease. From the outside, it's Steffen. They'll switch places with Anderson. Final seconds ticking off the power play. Kick save by Nusiainen. Yates on the rebound. He curls back with it. Back to 5-on-5 as Steffen sees it come out of the zone. And he goes back to Anderson. Quick up, Tosto. That feed back to Steffen wasn't clean. Houlihan on it in front of the Binghamton bench. They dig away, and Steffen able to slide it, but only as far as Brian Parsons. Johnson gets back on the puck, quick up to Graham. He deflected in, but right to Weber. Turning away from Vaughn, right up to Tosto. Fired it across, Poirier. Goes off the back wall to Weber, and gives it right back to Nick Poirier. Soft toss out, kicked at by Parsons. And it's Weber. Quick up this time, finds a teammate, touched in by Yates, who goes off for a change. Lockhart fanned on the clearing attempt. Sirota turnaround try, waffle boarded by Nusiainen. Weber back towards the net off a stick, and it flies out of play. Minute 52 left in this opening period. Prowlers scrambling at times. They're currently being outshot 23-5 in this period. As already the most shots the Prowlers have given up in a period this season, and currently on pace for the fewest shots they've had in any period this season. The fewest currently right now is 6, which they did in the first period last night against Hudson Valley, among other times. Lockhart tried to bounce it up. He did. Got it through. Poirier around behind the cage. Ramekers lofts it only as far as Parsons at the line. Now Vaughn turns, taken in by Ramekers. Vaughn still on the puck. Graham trying to dig it out. Now Weber behind the net, shouldered by Lockney. He's able to get back to Austin Thompson. Back over to Weber, that kicked off his skate. Lockney challenges, and the puck flips into the Black Bears bench, out of play with 64 seconds to go in period number 1. Stick around for the Moses Roses smoke break. We'll get this week's episode of Around the Empire, all the games from last weekend. Also take a look at some storylines from around the league. All coming up on the first intermission report, the Moses Roses smoke break on the PHP network. Off this face-off, Millette trying to kick it up to his stick. Ends up on the far side half wall, and it's dumped deep. Emery taken in by Chartrand. Bond in there to help out. And it's lofted towards Clark, who gloves it down and heads up ice. Has Bond going to the net. Clark swung around. Couldn't get to Bond, but it's Kirkby first on it off the corner boards. Emery down low. Stubbs had his stick lifted by Federle. And Alex Johnson able to move it along. He tosses it out. Bond had a little trouble with it. Chartrand trying to challenge. Gave it up to Millette. From the outside, tried to send it in front. Johnson was taken out by Emery as he was crashing the back door, looking to be on the other end of that pass from Millette. Blow the play dead. Alex Johnson looking for a penalty. 16.6 to go in the opening period as they show the replay on the big board here. Millette slid that one across, and Johnson lost his balance, went careening into the post. Faceoff comes to the boards. Lockney couldn't make a play on it. It's lofted all the way down and will die just short of the icing line. So we'll play on as Johnson looks up at the clock. 2 seconds left, and he'll hang on. And the Prowlers lucky to get out of this period, trailing by just 1. As the Black Bears get a goal from Zach Sirota, and it's the only one so far tonight. 1-0 Binghamton through 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal favoring the Black Bears 23-5. And as I mentioned, Prowlers lucky to get out of that first period, just trailing by a goal. Coming up, as I mentioned, on the Moses Roses Smoke Break, we'll go around the Empire, all the highlights from all the games last weekend. Also take a look at some storylines from today around the league, out-of-town scoreboard, game stats, and all of that coming up on the PHP Network. As it is the first intermission here in Binghamton. And the Black Bears up 1-0. Prowlers in the locker room looking to regroup. The Prowlers are celebrating 10 years in Port Huron, and now is your chance to get limited edition 10th anniversary gear at the team store. Come find us on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your boho best with gear from the Prowlers team store. 1-0 Black Bears. Prowlers look to regroup in the locker room, and we'll be right back with Around the Empire right here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
the other direction. Stops, puts the brakes on, fanned on the shot, and then cleared. Paralat slides it out. Here comes Carter Thornton. Thornton very quickly drags it up. He scores! Carter Thornton will send the Wolves to the overtime win here in Watertown.
Miettinen skating it himself. No one back. Got to be careful if you're the Dashers. Miettinen just turns it right over. And now a 2-on-0 for the Zydeco the other way. This could do it. Zabad walking in. Rutherford there. They score. Kevin Zabad calls game in Baton Rouge and sends the home crowd home happy.
Welcome back to Binghamton. First intermission rolling along here on the PHP Network. And the Prowlers fortunate to just be down 1-0 to the Binghamton Black Bears. Will Wiggleman with you on the PHP Network. Let's take a look around the FPHL before we continue talking about this game some more. We start with the storylines from around the league today. And Jan Salat was more late yesterday, but he's making his season debut today for the Thunderbirds. He began the season in the SPHL with Quad City, but now he's signed back. Salat did not play a game for Quad City, for the Storm in the SPHL, now back in Carolina and reuniting that very, very dangerous Czech line with Yuri Pastuka and Peter Panacek. Hunter Virastek had himself a heck of a night last night. 23 saves for the victory and 3 assists as a goaltender. That's a heck of an offensive performance from the blue paint for Hunter Virastek. Bobcats demolished the Seawolves last night 9-2. And meanwhile, we talked about a chaotic game last night for the Prowlers in Newburgh against the Hudson Valley Venom. Well, the other team from Michigan and the other Snake team in the FPHL also had themselves a chaotic game. There was a melee at the end of the second period as both teams were leaving their benches to go to the locker rooms. Just about everybody was involved, including Trevor Babin, and it ended up with 3 players suspended. Trigiv miniguns for Monroe and Nick McGill-Diaz for Motor City picking up a game apiece, and then Avery Smith for the Rockers, a 4-game suspension for him. Again, it was a crazy, crazy scene at the end of the second period at Big Boy Arena last night. So all 3 missing tonight's game, and then Smith will also miss the next 3 for Motor City. He'll be eligible to return 2 weeks from tonight, November the 23rd, when the Rockers host the Watertown Wolves, and that is their last game before they face the Prowlers again on November the 27th. That is a Prowlers home game, a rare midweek game for the Prowlers, taking on the Rockers on that Wednesday the 27th. Now let's look at the scores going on around the FPHL right now. First intermission in Newburgh, and shockingly it's Dustin Jessot with both goals for the Venom. They're up 2-1 on the Dashers. All 3 goals in this game coming within the final 2 minutes of the opening period. The Moccasins have now scored 6 straight goals against the Motor City Rockers after coming back from a 3-0 deficit last night to win 4-3. Monroe has jumped out to the early lead in this one. Through 20 minutes of play, it's 2-0 as Kyle Stevens and former Rocker Declan Conway have the goals for Monroe. Hat-Tricks got blown out last night at home by the Wolves 6-0. They found a goal less than 2 minutes in, and now they're tied 1-1 as they play midway through the first period. Each goal coming on the power play. It's Alexander Gamzatov for the Hat-Tricks and Sheweden Blacksmith for the Wolves. No score yet as they go to period number 3 in Winston-Salem. Thunderbirds and Rock Lobsters. Mario Cavalieri and Jack Bostedt have been perfect tonight. Cavalieri with 22 saves, Bostedt with 25. Their early stages, third period there. Finally, first period in Wytheville, the Blue Ridge Bobcats with a 1-0 lead on the Seawolves. Dmitry Selyutin with the only goal at Hitachi Energy Center. Of course, here it is 1-0 Black Bears. We take a look at the stats from that opening 20 minutes. Binghamton with a 23-5 shots advantage. Prowlers had little to no sustained zone time at any point in that period, even during their one power play, which they only got one shot on. And the Black Bears did end up 0 for 2 on the man advantage, but for the Prowlers, a very tough period. Again, extremely lucky they're only down 1-0. And Alteri Nusiainen, a big part of why they're only down 1-0. He made a few fantastic saves in that first period, and he's been peppered with shots near the opening 20 minutes. Right now at 22 saves on 23 shots for number 31 in goal for the Port Huron Prowlers. Not much to tell you about from the penalty sheet, just a few minor penalties. 2 for Port Huron and 1 for Binghamton as we wait for referees and teams to both hit the ice here in Binghamton, as we're just about a minute left on the big board here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. And we move to our PHP Network trivia question, and I mentioned it in the first period that Jesse Anderson was going to be part of it. He came into the game with 10 assists without a goal, now has 11 because, of course, I pre-make this graphic, and, of course, Jesse Anderson decides to change up the stat. But anyway, he came into the game with 10 assists without a goal, now has 11 assists without a goal this season. We want to know, what is the most assists a Prowler has finished a season with without scoring a goal? Entire season, no goals. How many was the most assists that a Prowler's had without scoring a goal in a season? Put your guess in the comments section, and we'll give you the correct answer coming up at the start of period number 3, as both teams are hitting the ice. Connor McAnanama getting set in the goal crease. 2 hour left. 5 saves on 5 Prowlers shots. He had some light work in that opening frame. Meanwhile, Alteri Nusiainen dropping the bottle on the goal to our right. 22 saves on 23 Binghamton shots. And the Prowlers will need a much better effort in this middle 20 minutes if they're to get something past McAnanama and at least stay in this game. Port Huron will begin this period with their top line, Federley, Chartrand, and Millette. Against the Black Bears' top line of Kirkby, Stubbs, and Clark. Hungry Howie's second period is underway here in Binghamton. As the puck caroms on the stick of Kirkby, slid down low and tried to be centered by Clark, couldn't do it. Gloved down by Stubbs, turning in the corner. And knocked down by Ben Brockway. Millette, rink-wide feed, finds Federley. Prowlers have numbers as they hit the line. Federley to Lockhart, the trailer, poked off his stick, and Federley couldn't send it towards the net with Clark flying in to defend. Kirkby back around to Emery, stumbled a bit, caught his footing, and now Clark works it out, kicks it to Kirkby. Graham tried to turn it back the other direction. Johnson got it to the neutral zone, and now Johnson slows things down. And he'll head up ice with plenty of skating room. Alex Johnson tosses it in, heads after it himself. Johnson still on the puck. Now he cycles it to Lockney with some space to the net. Backhander stopped by McAnanama. Comes back around to the near side. Vaughn lost his balance away from the play. I think the Prowlers bench was looking for a penalty there that won't be called. Bond up the boards, eludes Blake Tosto, but finds Gavin Yates. His touch pass, though, read nicely by Vaughn. Gets the red line and dumps it around. Bond claps it around the wall. Tosto, 3-on-2 for Binghamton. Tosto to the trailer. Yates makes a move. His shot goes wide. And the lively backboards sends the carom all the way to Jonas Leas. Steffen turns it back the other way off of Tosto's skate and deep. Heinzel left it there for Parsons. Yates skates into it. Parsons just sends a poke on that loose puck to get it out to neutral ice and then back to Black Bear territory. Just over 2 minutes gone in period 2 as Cervoni plays it behind his own net. He waits for the breakout to develop, and now goes to the right wing side to Ramakers. Bussell pulls up, working along the half wall, spinning away from Parsons. Luke James comes in to take the puck, though, and James with an outlet feed looking for Fleck out of his reach, but Fleck able to negate the icing. Chartrand sends his man into the wall, puck at the line. Parsons down deep around behind the cage, and bounces back over to the far side. Out come the Black Bears. It's Anderson. Just able to sidestep a hip check from Adam Heinzel. It comes up the boards, and here Chartrand. He didn't get all he wanted on that pass. Chartrand back on it. Drops for Millette. Floated across. Lockhart a drive, and that one goes just wide. Millette down deep. Finds Federley. Back up to Reggie Millette. He walks. Sends it on net. Kick save by McAnanima on the rebound, cleared away. Millette to Brockway, who just did keep that puck in. Bussell holds it up along the wall. Chartrand in on him. Now Chartrand steals it, centering pass, but Thompson right there. And he's able to get it out of the zone through stick checks from Millette. Lockhart dumps it right back in. Now Anderson first on it. Millette chasing after him. Knocked down and neutralized. And here comes Thompson from the outside. Rising shot. Catches the glass. That one rode along the top of the glass for a second. And they'll say it went out of play. That's a strange one. It goes right along the line. Right on top of the glass. Went a few feet around the corner boards. Certainly helped by the netting a little bit. The faceoff will come to Terry Nusiainen's left. Graham and Kirkby will take it. Quick off the jump with Stubbs. They say Graham is kicked out of the faceoff. So Lockney in to take it. Kirkby won it back clean. Clark tried to slide it towards the net. Ends up on Kirkby's stick. He was surrounded by two Prowlers who sandwiched him. Meanwhile, puck now behind the net. Stubbs had his stick lifted neatly by Johnson, who turns the corner and gets it out to Lockney. 3-on-2 for the Prowlers if they hurry. Lockney pulls up, tried to send it towards the net, but he hit Weber. Down deep, Vaughn trying to settle the bouncing puck in the corner. Kirkby in there as well. Weber digging away. Vaughn comes out with it. Out high to Johnson, looking for a shooting lane, but his shot blocked by Stubbs. Vaughn, one-timer, just sent that wide along the ice. McAnanima just reacted to it. Plenty of bodies in front. Icing waved off as McAnanima played it. I think he thought that Vaughn touched it. I don't think Vaughn did, and they were going to call the icing. Prowlers catch a bit of a break there as Leas overskates the puck at the red line before Kirkby lofts it in. Binghamton making a change. Parsons able to skate it out. Touched in by Fleck this time. And Emery, watched by Leas, drops it off for Bond. He just bounces it out of the zone. Puck comes all the way down to Nusiainen, who keeps it moving for Parsons. Just over 5 minutes gone in period 2. Shots 2 apiece for both the Prowlers and Black Bears so far. Here's Steffen on a steal. Trying to fight through Heinzel. Crowd wanted a penalty. And instead it's Steffen back on it on the far side. Steffen stick handling all the way around the net. Turn around try, caught the iron. And it goes out of play. 14:21 to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. It's still 1-0 Black Bears. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live where you work. Work where you play. Is your work commute making you miserable? Quit the commute. Explore hot jobs in St. Clair County paying $40,000 to $100,000 or more. Visit stclairhotjobs.com. Spend more time doing what you love. If you're not currently living in St. Clair County, or you know friends or family that moved away but are ready to come back, then visit stclairhotjobs.com to find a new job and make the move.
Early stages, second period. Great opportunity for Kyle Steffen, doing it all himself. He caught the iron just before that TV timeout, and the Prowlers caught a break, still trailing by 1. As Steffen gets set to line up for the face-off with Daniel Chartrand. Chartrand wins it back clean. Brockway first on in the corner, tied up by Steffen. Now it's a two-side scrum as Yates and Chartrand dig away. Steffen and Brockway tackle each other to the ice. Yates trying to put it out in front. Lockhart lost his footing. Penalty coming up against the Black Bears, and the referees in the stands don't agree with the referee on the ice, who's calling a tripping penalty. So Port Huron to second power play of the game. It's Steffen in the box. Prowlers 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Didn't get too much set up on that first power play in the first period. We'll see if this one can get them back in the game. They send out their second unit: Vaughn, Fleck, Parsons, Millette, and Lockhart. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Lockhart or Brockway to come off the bench. Lockhart, of course, the one who drew that penalty. So off the face-off, Parsons gets to Lockhart. His shot stopped by McAnanama. He was able to walk in and load up a good wrister. Black Bears now out on a short-handed break. It's Stubbs, defended by Parsons, and Stubbs just sends it all the way back to his own end. McAnanama there. He hands to Cervoni, who wastes some time for sending it all the way up in Stubbs' direction, out of his reach. And the Prowlers will have to chase to their own end. 30 seconds off the clock for Steffen's penalty. Millette collects. Booze still raining down for him as he turns in the corner. Out to Lockhart, across to Parsons. Now Fleck. Vaughn in the high slot. Parsons gives over to Fleck. His shot missed high and wide, and it caroms all the way back to the neutral zone. Prowlers look to turn it back up quickly. Sent in by Fleck. Weber, there's the first one there. He fires it all the way down the ice as Port Huron makes a change. 50 seconds left on this power play. Federley's pass out of Lockney's reach. Graham handles it at the red line, fires it across to Johnson. He couldn't get it deep though. Did on the second opportunity, and then he blocks Bond's clearing attempt. Now Lockney forced back. Tried to make a pass across, but Kirkby took it away, and he gets it out. 25 seconds left in this second Prowlers power play of the game, going just about as well as the first. Left wing side, it's Lockney. Turns, gave it to Federley dangerously as the Black Bears were looking to start a rush. And now Bond back to Weber. He claps it off the glass all the way down. That will take care of the rest of the Prowlers power play. Just one shot on goal for Port Huron, and it came 5 seconds into the man advantage as Johnson had some trouble with it. He recollects. Federley up to Lockney. And now Steppen played it, but before he left the Prowlers zone, so offside against the Black Bears. Still 1-0, 11:43 to go in period 2. Shots 3 apiece now. Prowlers fail to get much momentum off of that man advantage. And then Brockway almost gave it away to Ramakers as his pass across hit Ramaker's stick that was in the passing lane. Nuciayan forced to cover up. Ramakers having a chat with Reggie Millette. So The faceoff moved into the Prowlers zone. Luke James will take the draw against Thompson after giving some instruction to his wingers. And now James kicked out. He's not happy about it. Vaughn in to take it instead. He wins it back clean. Brockway around. Sent back towards the net by Anderson. Now Vaughn will try the far side, taken away by Sirota behind the net. Shot from the outside, gloved and handled by Nusiainen. Brockway having an extended chat with Ramakers in front.
Make sure to head over to section 1 after the game for the live jersey auction.
A little bit choppy here with the whistles in the middle of the second period. Prowlers switch up the forward line as they have Matt Graham's group out there. Here's Alex Johnson as they switched up the defenseman as well. Slid up to Chartrand, chased by Sirota. Chartrand shot right off of McAnanama's glove. He just got a small piece of it. Went over top of the cage. Nusiainen plays it a quick up towards the Black Bears bench. Now Bond up to Thompson. Lockney took it from him. Soft toss up to Chartrand. Looking towards Graham. They couldn't connect. As forced out, Ramakers taken in by Petroditsin. And then Sirota brought the puck in, but offside. Chartrand with a good opportunity. The only shot on goal of that short little time, but the save by McAnanama, again, he barely got any part of that puck. Very slightly tipped off his glove. As Emery plays it across to Bond. Off to Kirkby, slid it right through the crease, and Karam's all the way to Emery at the blue line. Kirkby taken in by Heinzel. Stubbs fighting with Federley for the puck. He kicks it to Kirkby, who has to deal with Adam Heinzel once again. Now Kirkby and Heinzel, they continue to wrestle. Kirkby comes down hard on Adam Heinzel. Penalty upcoming. McAnanama was hustling to the bench. Or maybe it's a Black Bears power play. Holding is the call as Heinzel is back to his skates. And now he's off to the penalty box. So Binghamton to its third man advantage of the game, just before the midway point of this hockey game. Chartrand out there with James, Brockway, and Johnson to kill for the Prowlers. It's Steppen, Bussell, Tosto, Yates, and Anderson to begin for Binghamton. Brockway chasing after that puck, but the Black Bears recover, and they set up. Yates switches spots with Anderson. Yates straight on, watched by Chartrand. Now Anderson, they switch spots back. Fed across to Steffen, looking down low for Bussell. Now Yates steps into it. Good block by Brockway. Steppen tried to drop for Anderson. Diving play, able to keep it in the zone and get it to Yates, who wheels around to the right wing side. Yates tried to center it. That didn't work, and Johnson goes off the glass and down ice. 40 seconds gone in the penalty to Adam Heinzel. Anderson works it up to Steffen. Right back to Jesse Anderson flying in. To the line, it's Steffen. Watched by Houlihan. Anderson, one-touch pass all the way across, kicked off of Yates' boot, and all the way down, it's cleared. McAnanama trying to play it away from Michael Houlihan. They'll leave it for Steffen. And now it's Stubbs with 40 seconds left on the Black Bears man advantage. Step-in shot, loved down by Nusiainen. We'll take a timeout, 38 seconds left on Adam Heinzel's penalty. When we come back, you're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
See that? That's what 100% mozzarella looks like. What dough made daily looks like. What fresh ingredients and 8 irresistible flavored crusts on pizza cooked to perfection looks like. It's so much flavor, we don't even know if it's legal to have this much flavor. Now you can get that famous flavor for only $8.99. Wait, a large one-topping pizza for $8.99? That's a deal. It's a steal. No, it's a crime. Just $8.99 for a one-topping pizza full of our famous flavor. Now that's how we do a deal.
Hungry?
Howie's!
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here in Binghamton, 8:45 to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. Still 1-0 Black Bears. Prowlers have 38 seconds of penalty time to kill. As we wait for the media timeout to officially end, Kirkby and Chartrand all ready to go for this face-off. There's Stubbs sliding it to Kirkby, quickly across. Clark, now Bond, try to give it back to Clark. Thompson, Clark again. Bond wants the one-timer, instead Clark goes to Kirkby, who gives it back. Clark down low, one-touch beat in front, and Brockway got his skate in the way. Puck caroms out to center, 15 seconds left on the penalty to Heinzel. Dangled in by Clark, dumped back to him, and now Kirkby. Taken in by James. Out high, Bond. Heinzel steps out of the boxes. Bond's shot was blocked. And Kirkby behind the cage. Bond wrestling with Brockway away from the play. Brockway has lost his helmet. And now a hit over in the near corner. And there may be a penalty coming up. Referees pointing over towards Johnson and Kirkby, who are hanging out in the near side corner in Prowler ice. And now they're having a discussion. Linesman in between them as they continue to chat. Meanwhile, at center ice, Graham, Federley, and Anderson talking with both referees. Nobody is being escorted to the sin bins as of yet. Everybody just talking about it. Now heading over to the scorer's table is Chris Montalvo, the referee. Montalvo, pardon me. So we'll see if anyone heads over there or not. There still seems to be tons of confusion, and now Brockway and Bond are both heading to the penalty boxes, and that is probably what makes the most sense. Those two just getting coincidentals, it looks like. Actually, it will be 4-on-4. So this will affect on-ice manpower. Millette, Lockhart, Johnson, and Lockney for the Prowlers. And it's Yates, Steffen, Poirier, and Weber for Binghamton. And face-off won by Lockney. Lockhart reversed right back to Lockney. Quick up, Millette touches it back to his own end. Johnson after it. Lockhart to Lockney, able to work his way through. Prowlers have numbers. Lockney backhander, stopped by McAnanima. Johnson was battling with a black bear and ran into McAnanama. Play continues. Lockney curling, drag, backhand all the way around the net. Still hasn't shot. Now Millette with it over to Lockhart. He floats it right back. Millette still getting a chorus of boos from the Black Bear faithful as Johnson chases after the puck. Here's Lockhart. Millette to the net, sticked away by McAnanama. Now Johnson gets it deep. Weber first on it. And now instead of chorusing Millette, the Black Bears faithful will chant at the refs. Halfway through the 4-on-4 as Poirier dumps it around. Yates waiting for it on the other side, tied up with Federley. Poirier to the net, off of Graham's stick. Federley settles it down. Drags it behind the net. He's tripped up, back to his skates, and Austin Federley makes a good move to find some open ice. With a head of steam, Federley dangles in, and he just couldn't get that one to go. Shot it wide. That would have been one for the highlight reel. Black Bears with numbers the other way. Yates passed across, and he couldn't find his intended target, which was Kirkby. Prowlers look to turn it back up. It's Vaughn. Makes a move to the outside, shot off of Anderson's stick and off the back glass. And now it's the Black Bears' turn as Stubbs took a hit from Lockhart. Parsons slowing things down. Certainly an active 4-on-4 that's about to expire as Brockway and Bond step out of the box. Here comes Lockhart with a full head of steam, but he left the puck behind. Vaughn takes his man out of the play. Here's Lockhart. Just dumps it into the near side corner. Matt Graham first on it. Sauced back around to the far side. Parsons one-hands it to keep it in. And a good play by Brian Parsons. This puck still alive in Binghamton territory. Lockhart, D to Parsons. Wrister down low. And that was deflected by Vaughn, but right into a Black Bear. Then Graham got a deflection that just ended up in the far corner. Parsons bounces it off the boards. Back in comes Vaughn. Vaughn steps around his man, gets to the slot, but couldn't pull the trigger as Bussell played some defense. And back up the other way we go. This game opening up. Ramakers slips through a check from Adam Heinzel. Heinzel back in on Ramakers. Puck tied up on the boards. 3 Prowlers, 2 Black Bears in there digging away. Forced up the wall. And Vaughn able to get it out. 2-on-1 for Port Huron. Millette gets it to his stick, but couldn't do much with it as that puck was bouncing and hopping. Millette forces his way through a check of Bond, but the Prowlers were in the midst of a change, so nobody home at right point to take that pass. Now Millette dumps it around. Federley in on the forecheck. Kicks it in Chartrand's direction. He bounces it around the far side. That went off the referee. And now Millette gloves it down to keep it alive. Chartrand with a shot kick save by McAnanama, and then Millette swung and missed at the rebound, but he steals the puck right back. And it's sent back out of the zone by Bussell. Johnson across towards Millette, passes behind him. So all he can do is dump it deep and head off for a change. Port Huron only has 4 skaters on the ice. Now they have 5. Meanwhile, the Black Bears attacking. Yates sidestepped most of a hit from Lockhart, but he lost the puck. And now the Prowlers with another rush. Chartrand down towards Houlihan. That was knocked back by Poirier. And here comes Tosto. Has a man going to the net. Floats it there. Diving play by Lockhart to keep that away. And now sent to the front of the net. That was sent back. And another diving play by Lockhart to send the puck out of danger. Black Bears still on the attack. It's Tosto to the middle of the ice. Poked away from Steppen and launched down to Binghamton's zone, but a quick up again. Here's Yates down to Steppen. One more in front. Turnaround try, and Nusiainen right on top of it. Now Fleck chips it around one man and picks it up on the other side. Here's Fleck from the outside. Sharp angle, couldn't get it to go. Parsons looks it all the way around behind the cage for Lockney. To the line, Heinzel down low, deflected just too high. Now Fleck on it, his shot off of Weber and out of play. and everybody will take a breath. What a sequence up and down. It started with the 4-on-4 and continued at 5-on-5. We'll take a break. 2:34 to go in period 2 on the PHP Network.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
2:34 left to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. Things may slow down a little bit after that TV timeout, but what a sequence, starting with the 4-on-4 with Bond and Brockway getting the penalties, and it kept up for over 5 minutes after that. Here's Johnson right off the draw, off a stick and wide. Vaughn taken in by Kirkby. Now Clark looks to start a rush. Stubbs gives it to Anderson, jumping in on the play. Back towards Stubbs. That was cleared away by Lockhart. Now Lockney able to keep it away from Stubbs. Goes up to Graham. Pass off the far sideboards. And Lockhart quick up to Johnson. Sends Lockney in. Turns away from his 77 opposite Anderson. Sent towards the net. Blocked up by traffic. Graham first on it. Lockney, his shot. That one didn't get through. Johnson with space. Loads it up. Shot hit his own man, Vaughn. And Lockhart back to Johnson with some more space. Backdoor feed to Lockney. He couldn't handle it cleanly. And Lockney upended behind the net. Arm up in the air for a penalty. And the referees wearing green in the stands can't believe it. But it will be Cameron Clark going to the penalty box. Prowlers to their third power play of the night, 0 for 2 so far. And a great opportunity to tie up this game, as Clark just got enough of Lockney's skate to take him out. As I look at it on the replay, just got his stick in on Lockney's skates, and that's why the penalty was called. Men in stripes are gathering right at the red line in front of the benches. And the fans reacting to the replay, as again, it was very slight. Not too much there, but just enough to send Cameron Clark to the penalty box. And Tyson Kirkby having an extended conversation with the referees before finally heading back to his bench. Prowlers power play begins. They have Reggie Millet's unit out there. He tried to kick it back. It was stolen by Bond. And now Brockway. He's chased by Thompson. Around the net, Ben Brockway starts it up. Brockway up the right wing side. Couldn't slip through Weber. Bond first on it in the corner. He goes down to the ice. Clearing attempt hit Thompson. And now out comes Weber, the defenseman, with a short-handed rush. Working on Fleck, sent it on net. And Nusiainen got down to make the save. A penalty coming up against Gavin Fleck, though. Slashing is the call. So we'll go back to 4-on-4 with 1:06 left in period 2. That negates the final minute 29 of the Prowlers power play. So a 4-on-4 for that long, and then 31 seconds of Black Bears man advantage time, which wouldn't start until the third period, of course, barring any more penalties. this faceoff. Quick shot by Stubbs. That puck was on edge as he shot it. He hit the dasher and it popped into the protective netting out of play. So it's 4-on-4 again right now. And it will be till the end of the period unless anything else happens. Kirkby wins it again. This time Stubbs touches it to Bond, to the net. That one came through some traffic, but only found the back glass. Anderson hustling after it, back in his own end. Under a minute to go in this period. Quick up is to Stubbs. Back pass for Kirkby. Turning on Johnson, Kirkby lost an edge. They dig away in the corner, and Alex Johnson slides it up to Federle. Over to Brian Parsons. Slows things down. 25 seconds left in the period as he dumps it around. Johnson able to pick it up on the other side. Shoved by Kirkby. Now Graham comes out of the pile with the puck. Graham plays it off the far boards. Parsons just chops it deep. Johnson knocked it down with his glove. Now Bond from his knees gets back up to his skates. Up to Stubbs, but that will do it for period 2. No goals in the second frame. And the Black Bears will take a 1-0 lead into period number 3. Shots on goal in that second period, 8-8. And the Black Bears with the lead for the game, 31-13. Stick around for our second Moses Roses smoke break of the night. We'll take a look at the game stats, the upcoming schedule for the Prowlers, out-of-town scoreboard, and much more. It is all coming up again on the second Moses Roses smoke break of this hockey game. And it is still 1-0 in favor of the Binghamton Black Bears. Port Huron looking for a goal. They got a little bit more in that second, but still nothing past Connor McAnanaba. Well, secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game on Friday, November 15th, when they host the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Tickets are available at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan the QR code on your screen now to be part of the Prowlers' 10th anniversary season. Prowlers and Black Bears getting set for period number 3, and it's Binghamton with a 1-0 lead. Stick around here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Back here in Binghamton, 1-0 Black Bears through 40 minutes of play. Second meeting of the season between the Prowlers and the Black Bears. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Well, that second period was certainly better for the Prowlers than the first, and things opened up a lot after Ben Brockway and Dakota Bond picked up matching roughing minors. We got some 4-on-4, plenty of up and down action. And for the next 5 minutes of 4-on-4 and 5-on-5, it was up and down, one rush leading to another, counterattacks everywhere. Exciting hockey. Nobody scored, but certainly some great opportunities for both sides. Well, Terry Nusiainen and Connor McAnanama forced to make some good saves, some good defensive plays on both sides as well during that sequence. It's still 1-0 for the Binghamton Black Bears. We'll have 4-on-4 for 23 seconds to begin period number 3, and then it will be a brief Black Bears power play should no more penalties arise, which I don't really expect, because this has been a very clean game. Both teams playing more hockey than physicality and more hockey than any of the other kinds of stuff that might go on, as we saw at times last night against the Hudson Valley Venom. As we take a look at the stats through 2 periods of play. And again, both teams have played good hockey, and both goaltenders have been very good. Alteri Nusiainen keeping the Prowlers in this game. Port Huron gave Connor McAnanama just a little bit more work in that last period, but still only 13 shots on the game through 2 periods of play. They had 5 in the first and 8 in the second, and if they can't get at least 7 in this third period, and they're looking at their first game since November of 2018, and that would be 6 years ago. The first time since then that they have had fewer than 20 shots on goal. That was against the Elmira Enforcers back in November of 2018. But we'll see if the Prowlers can build on the positives that they had in that second period. They got themselves a few more opportunities. They got some good looks. They even caused a little bit of havoc, a little bit of chaos in the Binghamton end. And we'll see if they can continue all of that and finally get one past Connor McAnanama, because their netminder has certainly held up his end of the bargain in this game. Nusiainen has been fantastic. He's made some huge saves, and this game could certainly easily be 3-0 or maybe even more. So we'll see if the Port Huron offense can support their goaltender as the Prowlers look to get something out of this weekend. They lost last night to the Hudson Valley Venom, and now looking to salvage some points before heading home. They're back home next weekend, and we'll look more at that when we come back. The upcoming schedule, out-of-town scoreboard, all next on the Moses Roses Smoke Break.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Second intermission rolling on here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena in Binghamton. Black Bears up 1-0 on the Port Huron Prowlers. And the only goal still belonging to Zach Sirota all the way back in period number 1 from Jesse Anderson and Scott Ramaker. Sirota, his second goal of the season in his first year in the FPHL. He played last season in a few different places, in Hockeytown over in Sweden. He also played in Germany's 4th division, and also a couple of games in the SPHL for the Knoxville Ice Bears. After 2 years at SUNY Canton, the 24-year-old is making a strong impression already to be a depth guy on a very strong Binghamton Black Bears team. Jesse Anderson up to 11 assists this season. Still looking for his first goal, as we mentioned, and we'll get back to the PHP Network trivia question related to him in just a few minutes. And Ramekers, who was on IR the last time these two teams played, now up to 5 points in 5 games, 3 assists this year, as the Prowlers will look to get something to the back of the net. They do have a few stat streaks on the line in this game. Matt Graham with his 6-game assist streak. Alex Johnson has a 4-game assist streak and 6-game point streak. Lucas Lockney a 5-game point streak. If Matt Graham can pick up a couple of points in this third period, he'll become the second player in team history to hit 400 points as a Port Huron Prowler. The first, of course, Dalton Jay, who is the franchise's all-time leader in points with 440. Graham tonight tying Jay in the games played category, 329. So he'll break that franchise record, presumably on Friday at McMorran Place, as we take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. So be sure to get to McMorran Place for that one, a historic night, as Matt Graham will become the all-time franchise games played leader, and likely by the end of this season, Matt Graham will hold the games played assists or games played, assists, and points leads in franchise history. He's already the franchise leader in assists at 293. He sits 42 points back of Dalton Jay in the points department. They'll have some work to do there. But again, on Friday, 7:05 p.m. puck drop against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Graham will play his 329th game as a Port Huron, or 330th game as a Port Huron Prowler, breaking the tie with Dalton Jay for the most in team history. Prowlers will also face the Bobcats in a 6:05 game on Saturday, the 16th. And that will be a Casey's Kids Zone night. Fans can skate with the team after the game. And the gaming lab will be in with VR headsets as well. Then Port Huron right back on the road. Little bit of a further trip this time. Down to Louisiana at 3-3 Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Baton Rouge on Thursday and Friday. And then Monroe on Saturday. That is the only trip the Prowlers take down to Louisiana this season. And the only games against the Zydeco and the Moccasins, as neither of those teams come to McMorran Place. But let's move on, get to our out-of-town scoreboard. And we start with a blowout in Newburgh. Look, the Venom can beat a team that's not the Prowlers. Dustin Gesso already has a hat trick. It is 8-2 for the Venom through 40 minutes of play. Gesso and Matis Noreka with 6 points apiece. Gesso 3 goals, 3 assists. Noreka 2 goals and 4 helpers. Monroe up 4-2 on the Motor City Rockers as they get set for period number 3 in Fraser. Sam Gagnon, the former Prowler, has his first goal of the season in that one. And the hat tricks and Wolves tied up at 2. All 4 goals, power play goals in that one. It's 2-2 early stages of the second. We want to talk about a 1-0 game. How about what the fans saw down in Winston-Salem as the Thunderbirds fell to the Athens Rock Lobsters 1-0 in overtime. Carter Shinkarik from Garrett Milan at 1:13 of the extra session is the only goal of that one. Mario Cavalieri takes the loss after 27 saves on 28 shots. Jack Bostet with the win, a 34 save performance for him as Athens continues its dominance at the top of the Continental Division. Finally, Mississippi Seawolves have gotten a goal back from Blake Keller to tie things up with the Blue Ridge Bobcats. They sit at 1 goal apiece through 20 minutes and more. They're midway through period number 2. As we're waiting for both teams to return to the ice, how about we check out our PHP Network trivia question. And we mentioned it, Jesse Anderson, 10 assists without a goal this season. We want to know what the most assists a Prowler has had without scoring a goal in a season. And for your answer, you have to go all the way back to the 2017-18 season. Mike Baker had 18 assists, but no goals that season. Brian Parsons was pretty close. He had 14, I believe, that year without a goal. But Mike Baker, your answer, 18 assists without a goal in 2017-18. Of course, that year the Prowlers went to the Commissioner's Cup final. Both teams hitting the ice. Connor McAnanima doing circles in the corner to our right. He has stopped all 13 Prowler shots in this game so far. Terry Nusiainen takes his spot in his crease down to our left. 30 saves on 31 shots for Nusiainen already in this game. And he's trying to avoid taking his first regulation loss of the season. The only blemish on his record came in this building, an overtime defeat to these Black Bears. We'll begin with 4-on-4 in case you're just getting back to this game or just tuning in, 23 seconds of 4-on-4, and then it will be a 31-second power play for the Black Bears. And that will be their 4th of the game. With Cameron Clark in the box for Binghamton and Gavin Fleck in the box for Port Huron. Matt Graham and Tyson Kirkby at the face-off dots for their respective teams. Period 3 is underway. The Scholes Family McDonald's third period here on the PHP network as Kirkby works it away from Graham. Now he's watched by Lockney. He passes it off. Bond flying up the left wing side, met by Lockhart. Outside shot, high and wide, and Thompson couldn't keep it in. Clark stepping out of the penalty box, so the abbreviated Black Bears power play is on. Lockney causing some havoc, but Kirkby able to feed it over to the right wing side. Nusiainen goes to clear it himself. Good play by Bond to keep that puck alive and keep Lockney from getting a breakaway. Here's Clark, loads and fires, and Nusiainen holds on. And if Bond didn't make that play at the blue line, Lucas Lockney would have been all by himself on Macananama, and it would have been an outright breakaway from at least the red line. 12 seconds left in the penalty to Fleck. Binghamton 0 for 3 on the man advantage in this game as Bond walks in and misses that one by a couple of feet. Chartrand tied up. Heinzel pokes it out, and Fleck steps out of the penalty box, so we're back to 5-on-5. As Stubbs tried to float it across, it goes off a skate, and right to Nusiainen. He hangs on for a whistle and a face-off with 1:02 gone in period 3. And everybody out of the sin bins.
If so, scan the QR code on the screen for a second chance to be entered to win the CF.
So we're going to face off deep in Prowler territory. Steffen and Federley in to take it. Tied up there, comes to the line. Anderson got it back deep, took a hop off the boards. Nusiainen played it with its goal stick to keep it down low. Steffen in the corner, worked up the boards in Millet's direction. Fans continue to be relentless with those boos anytime Reggie Millet is close to or touching the puck. Heinzel sends it back his direction, and the boos rain down again. And now Heinzel has to chase after in the far side corner. He just lofts it out. That hit a stanchion and comes to the middle of the ice where Anderson plays it. Dumped all the way around. Nusiainen got a touch on it. Tosto back to the net. Nusiainen pokes it one-handed with his goal stick. And Federley out to Chartrand, who chops it along. And a hand pass called against the Black Bears as Anderson played it with his hand, but in the neutral zone as he tried to send it back to Poirier. They'll blow it dead, and the Prowlers will get an offensive zone face-off, trailing by 1, early stages of period 3. They got Luke James's line out there. He'll take the draw against Jamie Bussell. Bussell wins it back to the corner. James first on it though. And Leas works it out high to Lockhart. D to D, Parsons. He floats it down and around off the corner boards. And Weber takes it. Black Bears start a breakout. Bussell poked off his stick nicely by Fleck. Bussell spins away from Parsons after he dumps it in. Weber tried to send it back towards the net, hit his own man, Thompson, who heads off the ice. Now it's Lockney. Over to Lockhart, and Parsons, chased by Clark, gives it back to Brett Lockhart. Prowlers looking to work it up ice this time, and Luke James does touch it in. Poirier first on it. Vaughn chasing after him as Poirier reverses for Weber. Now Graham with a steal in front. Vaughn just couldn't get his stick loose as Clark tied him up from behind. Now Graham off another turnover. Drops to Lockney. His shot towards the net. Stopped by Macananama. Bounces out to Johnson. He walks in, tied up by Stubbs. Kicks it back to the point, and Petrovitsin just keeps it deep. And back out to neutral ice comes the puck. So the Black Bears survive a couple of turnovers in their own end, still leading 1-0. Macananima goes around to Poirier. Stubbs on for Yates. He steps over the blue line, stops up, tried to feed it towards Kirkby, and it's gloved down by Johnson out of the air. Plenty of Black Bears back as Johnson dumps it around. And Johnson threw a big hit on Emery. As the Black Bears move the puck, Federley trying to defend Yates. Instead, Binghamton able to work it up. Now Chartrand had his skates taken out from under him by Bond. And the whistle is blown for a penalty, another tripping call. And the Prowlers to their 4th power play of the game. Their last one lasted just 31 seconds before Gavin Fleck took a penalty to even things up. We'll see if they can convert on this one. 0 for 3 so far tonight. They have Fleck's unit out there with Millette, Vaughn, Lockhart, and Brockway. So Millette will take the draw against Steffen to start this one. Prowlers have not gotten much going on any of their man advantages so far. We'll see if 4th time's the charm. Lockhart down to Millette, back to Brett Lockhart, across to Brockway. He walks, feeds it all the way around the boards. Millette waiting on the other side. Gives it to Brockway again. Drop for Millette. Trying to turn on Steffen, but puck slides out of the zone. 30 seconds gone on the tripping penalty to Dakota Bond. Lockhart tried to make a move around Anderson. That didn't work. And short-handed break for Jesse Anderson. Just trying to waste some time. Millette skates into it. Prowlers have numbers moving the other direction. It's Millette pulling up. Gives it over to Vaughn. They'll slow things down. Back to Millette right at the top. No look pass in the direction of Brockway. Steps around Weber. Now Anderson on him as well. Puck hopped up in the air. And it's dumped out of the zone by Thompson. Back to Prowler territory. 55 seconds left in the Port Huron man advantage. No shots on goal yet as they switch up the unit. Crowd reacting to Thompson finishing his check on Austin Federley as Johnson wheels up ice. On to Millette. Millette back to the line. It's Federley. Back down to Reggie Millette. Federley once more. Back past Millette. Gives down to Graham. That one off of Weber and missed the net. Graham out to Millette. Loads. Over to Federley. He'll take the shot. And he hit his own man, Chartrand, up high. And Chartrand struggling to get back to his skates. He's in some distress, and they'll blow it dead as Daniel Chartrand having trouble getting himself back to the Prowler bench after he took that shot from the point. We'll take a timeout. 6 seconds left on the Port Huron man advantage. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Daniel Chartrand helped off the ice after getting hit with a shot from his own man, Austin Federle. He's still hanging out in the tunnel and now heading over to the locker room. We'll see if he's all right. Prowlers power play is, for all intents and purposes, over. 6 seconds left in the faceoff, deep in their own end.
For the live jersey auction. Don't forget, pre-register by visiting the intermission stand located across.
Graham, pardon me, will take the faceoff against Kyle Steffen as Graham steps off the bench to join the group. Faceoff won by the Black Bears. Anderson a shot that rose too tall. Cervoni after it, able to chop it back deep. Back to 5-on-5. As Lockney was chased and he left it off for Brian Parsons. Now Heinzel tried to work his way out. Vaughn, cross-corner dump, right in the direction of Matt Graham. He's first on it, overskated the puck. Lockney there to back him up. Heinzel across to Parsons. Backhands it deep. Graham taken off his stick. Out comes Yates. A toe drag pass towards Tosto, and he avoided that check from Adam Heinzel. Lockney takes the puck back. Jake Vaughn on towards Lockney. That slipped through him. Anderson curling, and he works it up to Yates. Black Bears trying to slow things down here as they move up ice. Just about 7 minutes gone in the third period as Nusiainen able to hang on to that one for a whistle and a face-off. Daniel Chartrand right there at the bottom of your screen, coming from the locker room door and back to the bench. So that's certainly a good sign for the Prowlers. Defensive zone draw for Port Huron as Federle gets set to take it. They have a fixed line out there. Jonas Lias taking Chartrand's spot on this line with Millette and Federle. To a side scrum. Millette able to fire it out. That one will just not have enough for icing. It did cross the goal line, but it was waved off beforehand. So we continue as Sirota, who has the only goal of this game, moves it up for Ramekers. Ian Brockway go after the dump in. Left there in the corner. Sirota gets it deep again. And Millette took a hit from Ramekers, and Ramekers' helmet popped off. Sirota down the left wing. Poked off his stick by Lockhart. Now plays it around behind for Thompson. Brockway finishes his check on Austin Thompson. Black Bear went down. And looks like there might be penalties on both sides here as both referees had the arms in the air. I thought it was going to be on the Prowlers as the Black Bear looked to be tripped up, but then they blew it dead when Binghamton had the puck, and maybe no penalty against the Prowlers. As Austin Thompson's in the box, and he's the only one. The signal was roughing from the referee. The Prowlers have an opportunity with their 5th power play of the game.
It's time for the Northeastern Striping Corporation penalty kill.
So the Prowlers, with their top unit out there, Graham, Johnson, Federle, Lockney, and Chartrand. Another chance to draw even in this game. Stubbs plays it to the boards. Chartrand lifts his stick, and he's able to slide it down deep. Graham with some space. Weber slid to take it away, and now Johnson with a diving play. Federle settles it down. His pass out of Lockney's reach, pardon me. Hand off for Graham. His shot off of the mask of McAnanama. Prowlers set back up. It's Lockney down low for Graham. Out high, Federle. Johnson unloads the one-timer. McAnanama with a kick save and a beauty. Federle recollects in his own end. Up towards Graham. handcuffed him a little bit with that pass. And Austin Federle have to regroup. Minute 10 left on the Prowlers power play, their 5th of the game, as Johnson dances around Anderson. Alex Johnson pulls up, and he gives it to Brockway. Gets it right back. Feathered it all the way across towards Lockney, and now Fleck first on it. Anderson had it pop out to him. Vaughn took it back. Jake Vaughn waiting for help off the bench. He gives it to Brockway. Now Vaughn again. Reverses it deep for Fleck. Turning on Anderson. Fleck just poked it behind the net. Lockney now. Out high Vaughn. Tried to touch it to Brockway. A little too much on it. Puck escapes the zone. Steffen all over Brockway, who wins that battle. And Ben Brockway starts a rush. Vaughn dumps it in. Brockway in on the forecheck against Vaughn. But the Black Bears win that one and send it all the way back down. Final 10 seconds ticking off the Prowlers power play. As Weber bounces it off the boards. Heinzel hustling from the bench. And back to 5-on-5. And we've hit the midway point of this third period. Still 1-0 Black Bears on a goal from all the way back in the opening frame. Now Binghamton looks to have iced the puck, but Kirkby wins the race. So play continues. Graham sends Vaughn on his way out. He just chipped it along. And Anderson, trying to settle down a rolling puck, hangs out behind his own cage. In absolutely no hurry with his team up a goal. Yates takes it from him. Sent all the way down. No icing here. Parsons on to Millette. Played off the boards towards Vaughn. He just pokes it in, and the Prowlers get a change going. Yates looks to work back up. Steffen, one-on-one against Parsons. His shot. Nusiainen got a piece, and it rode out of play. 9:06 left in regulation. Prowlers still trailing by 1. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Past the midway point of period 3, still 1-0 Black Bears in front of a crowd of 4,893 on Military Appreciation Night at Veterans Memorial Arena. They've only had one chance to jump out of their seats for a goal. Came all the way back in the first period. And that's the only one we've seen so far. Black Bears looking for another. Yates got a shot away, but Millette put his stick in the shooting lane. We'll have another draw. Yates had all kinds of time and space. May have been a little bit surprised how much time and space he actually had. As this time off the face-off, it's Anderson trying to bounce it to Yates. Steffen and Federle cancel out. Now it's Johnson towards Daniel Chartrand back on the ice. Good to see him out there again. Yates in front looking for Tosto, and that didn't connect. There's Cervoni, the defenseman, in deep. Muscled off by Johnson. Cervoni back on the puck, try to wrap around. Nusiainen had his pad on the post, and now Reggie Millette. Cut to the left wing side, overskated the puck. Cervoni with it. Wrapped it around to the near side. Graham moves it along, and here comes Chartrand with Millette, 2-on-1, but they blow it dead as they're taking both Johnson and Cervoni for something going on behind the play, and the Prowlers' best opportunity of the game taken away by a penalty call. The arm was up in the air, but no whistle for a few moments until that 2-on-1 began to develop. And then Chartrand and Millette were going in on an odd man break. Johnson and Cervoni were battling behind the play away from the puck, and they decide to take them both. We'll have some 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. That is a tough pill to swallow for the Port Huron Prowlers, who had, again, their best opportunity of the game developing right there. They'll have to work through it. 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Johnson and Cervoni, 2 minutes each for roughing. As Weber hands it off to Poirier. And Poirier starts it out. Weber gave it to Stubbs off the boards. Indirect pass taken in. Stubbs almost lost his balance, stays on his skates, but Lockney able to chip it past Poirier. Poirier got a piece of Lockney, and we play on. Graham back towards Parsons. Matt Graham again. He's hustling up with Binghamton in the midst of a change. And the Black Bears coming off the bench, able to defend. Heinzel now in on the right wing side. Adam Heinzel around the net. Recollects in front looking for Lockney, who couldn't get that one to go. So he swung and missed. Lockney gave it up. Bond trying to fight through. Here's Dakota Bond. Save! And goes in! Luciani got most of it. I'm not sure if Kirkby put it home after, but the turnover leads to the Black Bears doubling their lead, and the insurance marker comes with just 7:12 to go in regulation. And if it is indeed Kirkby, his team high 9th of the season, leads the team in goals, assists, and points, and came into the night leading the league in points with 19, now has number 20 on the season. If he did, again, if he did indeed put that one home, we'll see what they call it. And they are calling it Kirkby's goal as Lucianen juggled that puck and then held on. Now the Prowlers have a 2-goal mountain to climb and less than 7 minutes to do it. Everyone being separated. Bond took it from Lockney, fought through the checks, got the first shot away, and I think Kirkby knocked it in on the goal line. As Nuciainen got most of the shot, but not all of it. Took one off the face-off, blockered out of play by Valtteri Nuciainen. That's Nuciainen's 36th save of the game. Prowlers trying to avoid being shut out for the second time already this season. This is game number 8 for them. A shutout on opening night by the Carolina Thunderbirds at home. As Millette backhands that one up and out. Graham and Emery tied up. Brockway comes in to join the scrum. And now Graham pulls it out. On for Reggie Millette. As Graham going to the net. Millette on his backhand. Turns it for Federley, the trailer. His shot stopped by McAnanama. And it pops out towards Anderson. Kyle Steffen on the right wing side. Poked neatly off his stick by Brockway. And now out comes Matt Graham. We're back to 5-on-5 with Cervoni and Johnson stepping out of their respective penalty boxes. Lockhart, quick up. Millette got a touch on it, but puck didn't get deep. So back come the Black Bears. Tusto spin move at the blue line. To Stefan, trying to pull it between his own legs, poked off his stick, and the loose puck taken by Lockhart, who as he was falling, able to bat it down ice. Poirier plays it to Weber, as the icing was waved off late. Tipped into the Prowlers zone. It's Lockhart. Down and around behind his own net. Luke James tries to move it along. Instead it comes to Nusiainen. He'll catch it and hang on to freeze play. The Prowlers got their opportunities, and then they had the 2-on-1. It was whistled down for the penalties. We ended up with 4-on-4 hockey, and the Black Bears able to double their lead. That's certainly the critical play of the game there, as that shot blocked on the way through partially. Ramaker able to pick it up from the corner. Pass out to the line, just kept in by Poirier. Puck behind the net. Sirota and Brockway going after it. R was up in the air from the linesman, as Ramakers took a heavy hit right around the whistle. And the faceoff will be just outside of Prowler territory. 5:10 to go in period number 3. Keep an eye on Nusiainen, certainly early, but Prowlers are down by 2 goals. This one dumped in. Poirier plays it around to Sirota, who kicks it. But Millette comes in to steal from Bussell. Johnson quick up looking for Federley. But that pass was behind him, so icing called against the Prowlers. We'll take our final timeout. 2-0 Black Bears. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast on Friday, November 15th, when the Prowlers host the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:05 p.m. and the pregame show starts at 6:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. That, of course, is a home game for the Prowlers, so if you can make it out to McMorran Place, be sure to do so. Prowlers will certainly be looking for some support. They're 2-1 at home this season, and looking to try and finish off this road trip right, but they have some work to do. It's Emery backhanding this one around the net. Sirota and Parsons were tied up in front. And now Alex Johnson to Federley, touched up to Chartrand. Has Millette flying in. He sends an indirect pass to him. Reggie Millette makes a move. Now down to Federley. Up to Parsons. D-to-D pass. It's Johnson. Tried to whip it across to Federley, but Bussell was right in position to take that away. Chartrand and Emery have the puck stuck up along the boards. Time's a-wasting as they finally dig it out. And it's tossed out of the zone. Alex Johnson back to retrieve. Quick up, tipped in by Chartrand. Millette after it with a couple of Black Bears. He and Ramakers canceled out. And now Ramakers gives it up to Stubbs. Trying to work around Alex Johnson. Stubbs taken in by Graham. Johnson, now Clark out high. Cervoni's shot hit some traffic on the way through. And now Anderson with a try from the outside. That's stopped by Nusiainen. A one-timer unloaded by Kirkby. Missed the far post. And it caroms all the way back to Binghamton territory. 3.5 to go in period 3. Vaughn to Lockhart. D-to-D pass. Brockway. And Graham touches it in. Vaughn and Cervoni after it. Now Graham down low to Jake Vaughn. He steps out. Poked off his stick, but Parsons keeps it alive. Down and around it goes. Lockhart. Behind the net, Graham tried to feed it out in front off of Anderson's skate. Now Lockney centering feed. Vaughn loads it up. Saved by McAnanama. Lockney couldn't do anything with that puck as it was sent back out to the blue line, kept in by Lockhart. Vaughn with 2:40 to go. Nusiainen staying put. Graham to Lockney. Couldn't center for Vaughn as Tosto took that one away. That's locked out to center. Here's Brian Parsons. Across to Lockhart. Now up to Lockney. Steppen touched it through. Back out to center it comes. Vaughn gave it away. Here's Tosto with a shot high and wide. Yates lost his balance as he ran to the board. Steffen picks up the puck all the way around the cage. Sent it across, but Yates couldn't pull it to a shooting position. Now the Prowlers work back out. Here's Lias stepping around Weber, trying to find the puck again. Chartrand does, and a save made by McAnanama. Chartrand on his own rebound. Pushes it back this way to Johnson. Black Bears take it away. Minute 45 to go in regulation. And Nusiainen plays it right back up the near side boards. Chartrand moves it along. Now Lias. Taken away by Ramekers, but they have Ramekers for a hooking penalty. And if there's a time to score a power play goal, it's now for the Prowlers. Down by 2, 90 seconds to go in period 3. As Scott Ramekers heads to the penalty box, 6th power play of the game for the Port Huron Prowlers. It looks like the Prowlers will take their timeout ahead of this power play opportunity, trailing by 2. And while we're here, we want to let you know to stick around for the post-game show right here on the PHP Network. We'll go back through this game goal by goal. Also take a look at the final game stats, out-of-town scoreboard, and wrap up the weekend here on the PHP Network. As the Prowlers need to make something happen here and need to do it quickly if they're to have any chance to push this game to overtime. Being outshot right now 40-20. Black Bears outshooting the Prowlers 9-7 in this third period, and that Kirkby goal looming large right now. A game that was 1-0 for longest time. And Binghamton got that huge insurance marker in this third period, doubling the Prowlers' hill. Port Huron has Nusiainen on the bench, Graham, Lockney, Chartrand, Johnson, Federley, and Millette. For the Prowlers on this power play, a 6-on-4 with the net empty. This one ducked around behind, comes all the way through for Lockney. Out high, Johnson. Back down for Lucas Lockney. Johnson couldn't handle the feed, and Port Huron has to regroup. Millette takes it, gives it back to Alex Johnson. He makes a move and works in. Johnson still moving forward, but Kirkby took it away and sends it all the way down ice. Final minute of play in regulation. Federley up to Millette on the right wing. He didn't handle that pass cleanly. Millette rips it around, and that's as good as a Black Bear clear. Prowlers getting nothing going on the 6-on-4, just like all of their 5-on-4s in this game, for the most part. As Graham able to touch it in, Jesse Anderson first on it. Thompson hands it off. And Federley keeps it from going in the empty net. 20 seconds to go. As Lockney steps around Steffen. Lockney chips it around Bond, heads after it, and keeps it moving along in the final 10. Graham to Federley. Hands to Millette. Down to Johnson, across. Graham, Federley to the net. It's blocked. That's going to do it. Prowlers shut out for the second time this season. Now it's breaking loose next to McAnanima as Anderson has a hold of Chartrand's hair. They'll have to break everybody apart. But Binghamton wins this one 2-0. Still wrestling going on at the bottom of that pile. Thompson trying to get back after Chartrand. It looks like calmer heads will prevail, and the Binghamton Black Bears prevail tonight by a final score of 2-0. Port Huron drops both games of this road trip. Second in a row, they dropped to 1-3-1 away from home, 3-4-1 overall on the season, while Binghamton maintains its stranglehold atop the Empire Division. What a start for the Black Bears in their first title defense in franchise history. Now 8-1-1, 22 points, and they've won their second in a row. Coming up, the PHP Network postgame, so stick around with me here on the PHP Network for that. And if you do simply have to go, please do tune in to our next broadcast on Friday when the Prowlers take on the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And if you can make it to the arena, be sure to stop by and say hi while you're there. But the Prowlers dropped this one 2-0. The postgame show is next.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com. Back here at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. Prowlers drop this one by a final score of 2-0. Time now for the PHP Network post-game show, as this one doesn't have a very long goal sheet and not a very long penalty sheet, although Daniel Chartrand and Austin Thompson each picked up 5 for fighting right there at the end, so that extends the penalty sheet just a little bit as the Prowlers are trying to, as the Prowlers and Black Bears battled right at the final horn. We'll try to get that camera back on for you here, as but we're into the post-game show. So never mind, I think we just had the camera turned out on us, so that's all right. We'll just stick along for the rest of the post-game show without it as we take a look at the stats from this game. But the first goal of the game was scored by Zach Sirota all the way back in the first period, and that score held up through power plays abound for both sides, but it lasted to the third period, and a critical play. There was a battle behind the play between Cameron Cervoni and Alex Johnson, and it was away from the puck. The arm was up in the air from the referee, I believe for Cervoni, because they didn't blow it dead immediately, but then the Prowlers got a 2-on-1 going, and it was Daniel Chartrain and Reggie Millette. Would have been the Prowlers' best opportunity of the hockey game, but they blew it dead right there. We get 4-on-4, and Tyson Kirkby scores in the 4-on-4 after Dakota Bond takes the puck to the net with a step. So that's how the Prowlers fall tonight. Your final 2-0, outshot 40-21, and a power play which went 4 for 7 last night against the Hudson Valley Venom, 0 for 6 in this game, and not only 0 for 6, they couldn't get anything going in any of their power plays. First unit, second unit, they got 1 or 0 shots in most of their man advantages, so that's certainly something they'll have to work on as this week moves along. As you see, the final penalty totals there as well, 21-17, as the Black Bears win that tally as well. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, the out-of-town scoreboard, and we'll wrap this one up here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Will Wiggleman back one final time from a very dark Visions Veterans Memorial Arena as we had the camera turned off on us. But we do thank the Black Bears and their media crew for the use of their cameras in tonight's game. Time now for one last look around the FPHL with our out-of-town scoreboard. It's a rout in Newburgh. The Hudson Valley Venom will win their second straight behind a 7-point night for Emantas Noreka. He had a hat trick and 4 assists. Dustin Jesso had a hat trick and 3 assists. And they're late stages, third period in that one. Monroe Moccasins sweep the Motor City Rockers on the road. Final there is 5-4 as a late comeback attempt for Motor City ended up falling short. Chris Corrigan, a goal and 2 assists for Monroe, while Carson Baptiste had 2 goals and an assist for Motor City. Meanwhile, the hat tricks are leading the Watertown Wolves 4-3 through 40 minutes of play. That one in Watertown. As we move on to the other side of the out-of-town scoreboard, as we mentioned, 1-0 final in Winston-Salem between the Athens Rock Lobsters and Carolina Thunderbirds. And the Mississippi Seawolves have taken the lead against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. It's now 3-1 as the lights have been turned back on here on the PHP Network. But our 3 stars here tonight, in case I didn't mention them, the first star is Connor McAnanima with his 21-save shutout. Second star, Zach Sirota with the game-winning goal. And the third star, Tyson Kirkby. One last reminder, tune in to our next broadcast, Friday, November 15th. Prowlers hosting the Blue Ridge Bobcats. We hope to see you there at McMorran Place as well. But if you can't make it, we'll see you right here on the PHP Network.